Hey folks, end all be all here, and we are back with a new season of Grand Arena, and it's a 3v3 season this time, expanded. So it's been a while since I've made a video. Actually, it's been a couple of days, but you guys must have noticed the new logo, the design change. I'm trying to up the production quality a little bit. Ultimately, I plan to move to Twitch to do some live streaming and move away from recording. I think the live interaction is something I really enjoy, and I might do a little more of that uh, as time progresses. But for now, we are in a new 3v3 season. I've put out a few videos. A couple of them I've put out with Zarat, some non-GL teams. You should go and check it out on his channel. And then most lately, I've put out one on my channel, which is GL versus GL counters in 3v3. I had done a version of this before, but now this one includes Jedi Master Kenobi as well. So feel free to go and check that one out also. I've missed a few things here and there, but mostly I think I've covered most of the counters that are out there. All right, so now we are in a second 3v3 season with Jedi Master Kenobi. Differences this time we have Ahsoka over here as well. Few changes in 3v3 in terms of modding. I always move my really fast mods to Shark T, Moff Gideon, Ahsoka, and Piet gets a decent amount of speed as well. And I take out some of the high speed that I put on characters like Quill, on Bosk, Grief. These tend to be slightly slower for me in 3v3, and I shift the speed onto some of these other characters. Echo also is one character where I've kept at a really high speed. I think close to 360 or something like that. That's probably not necessary. I'll probably reduce that and give it to someone else like Thrawn, I think. So that's those are the changes to my roster. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our current opponent. Oh yeah, briefly about ships. Now, first week obviously we don't have the executor yet. That will be available in week 2. But I my plans for executor, I do plan to go for it. It's you know my Vader Lord Vader will probably be delayed by another 3 or 4 months, but I feel that I've already got 4 GLs. Then there'll be a total of 6 GLs in the game. I'm sure I'll figure out a way to counter Lord Vader with one of my GLs. But this is probably the first time that we're getting a GL level ship event. So I definitely don't want to miss that out, given that I'm such a big fan of ships. So I'm going hard after the Executor. And Executor, I'm not, never really sure how to pronounce that, but I might just shorten it to QT or something like that. But I definitely want to go for that ship. I've been gearing up my bounty hunters and the relevant characters up to G13, giving them relics, making sure that I'll be ready by the 16th, which is in 4 days' time. And I'm trying to save up crystals as well. I think I have around, let me see, I probably have around 15, 16K crystals right now. Maybe in 4 days' time, if I get 900 crystals per day, I might be at the 20K range. So I may not be able to get it all the way up to 7 star um, in the first go around, maybe 6 stars. And then the second month is when I think I'll get it up to 7 stars, because it feels as if it's really going to shine at 7 stars. That's the feel that I get from hearing a lot of people talk. Um, and it probably can be counted at 5 or 6 stars, but at 7 stars, when it starts outspeeding the negotiator, that's when things get tricky for non-executor counters to executor. So that's the reason I want to go for it, because I don't want to face an opponent who has a 7 star executor, and that causes me to lose the grand arena, because that's too much of a risk for me. I don't want to lose just because they have one character and I don't. So I need to level the playing field as soon as I can, which is why I'm going hard after executor, spending all the crystals that I have right now to get it, if not in 1 month, but in 2 months. But I definitely want that. Lord Vader, it might be delayed by 4 or 5 months. Maybe I might skip it altogether, just like I've skipped Sith Eternal. But that remains to be seen. If he's an OP character, I might start hoarding up again and get him after a few months. But as of now, it's going to be the executive for me. So back to our Grand Arena match. Today we are facing a pretty good opponent, actually. This is a very good way to start our Grand Arena season. It's Dr. Jojo, who's actually a patron of Zareth and Solo Base on the Gambit podcast. And he's pretty knowledgeable about the game. He's been following them for a while, and most of the tactics and strategies that the Gambit crew, uh, you know, um, um try to follow, he's aware of all of those. So there's very few things which might be able to surprise him. Jojo has got this is actually not his main. This is his alt, and his alt is at about 7.2 million, I think. Yeah, 7.1 or 7.2 million GP and 860k lifetime banners. His main is close to 900k lifetime banners, so definitely a very good player. And his alt, the mods are pretty similar to what I have on my main. I've got about double the number of 6E mods, but apart from that, the speeds and all are pretty comparable. He's previously reached rank of Kyber 260, and look at this number of defense 811, which is pretty close to the 950 or 1000 that I have, which means that he tends to get quite a lot of holes on defense, which means I can expect something tricky. Um, and yeah, he typically keeps the negotiator and malevolence on defense, so that tends to make things spicy. In terms of um, the GLs, he's got the same GLs that I have. He doesn't have the ultimate on Kenobi. That's the only place where I have an advantage. Otherwise, he's got the same four GLs. He's got Cat as well. So same roster wise, I think we are pretty similar. 6 point, almost 7 million GP, I think, not 7.1. Yeah. So roster wise, we are pretty similar. So it's going to be it's going to be a pretty interesting match. So he did reach out to me the moment he saw that we were matched up. He reached out to me. We chatted quite a lot on Discord. This is his alt, and he was thinking of retiring it. But given that he was matched up with me, he decided to put in a little extra effort on this particular battle. And let me tell you one thing: both of us really enjoyed the hell out of this battle. It was one of the more memorable ones. When you go up against someone who knows you and knows the game pretty well, it makes the game a little more personal, a little more interesting. So that's what we see over here. So anyway, let by the time I started recording this video, Dr. Jojo had already gone and cleared my front zone. So he did struggle a bit, given that I had my ultimate Kenobi, and he was a little bit apprehensive about that, I guess. So he might have. That's the reason he was saving some of his GLs for the back, which is why I think he struggled a little bit over here, which was the goal of this front wall. He took his Thrawn Vader versus Darth Revan, failed a couple of times, or failed once and got it down in the second turn. And then he took, I believe, the Rebels against Gas with Rex lead. I saw it in the video that he recorded. Oh, by the way, in addition to the video that I'm recording, Dr. Jojo was good enough to record his own battles. So I'll give a link down below if you want to check out how he performed against my defense. You can go and do that at the link down below. There's a YouTube playlist that he's created, and you can check that out there. So it's always interesting seeing both sides of the battle. So you'll be able to see exactly what he's taken against me and where he had success and where he failed. So that's the front wall. I kept this tech with the Rex and fives. The theory behind that is tech, very much like C3PO, gives out translation, and the C3PO in that team actually makes Rex cycle through his specials faster, and makes the team slightly trickier. And just like C3PO, tech also goes under stealth and remains there. In addition, he can provide stealth to another ally or another clone. In this case, Rex also goes under stealth, which makes him a little more difficult to target, a little more time to take out. And with translation, he gives fives an extra 30% health as well. So a little more health for you to chew through when you have to get through fives. So that was the theory behind that team, but it was one shot, no problem at all. I think he used crew against that, which typically works against Rex. That's the standard counter. And the rest of it, he hadn't gone yet, but let me show you the back wall. I didn't keep any GLs. I kept all of my GLs on offense. I thought that, given that it's the very first match of 3v3 and I'm still getting warmed up, I wanted to save some of that just to, ease into the 3v3 season. But I did keep uniformly tough teams. If you notice over here, there's Padme, there's JKL with a 361 speed Shark T, there's Nest in there. And then there's Newt squad. So all uniformly tough squads. I don't believe in keeping easy squads. There's a Poggle Django squad as well over there, and I've kept Spy over there as well for the extra offense boost. So that team also can surprise a few folks, especially Django. At R7, he's disgustingly good. And then over here, again, no crazy teams, but I've kept Finn over here, which demands a tough team. I've kept Treya, which usually punches above its weight, Mon Mothma, and then Hux, and then Grievous. So nothing really easy that you can take your B teams against. So the goal over here is to make your opponent stretch their roster by quite a lot. All right. And at the back, I knew for a fact that my opponent was going to keep get two ships, or at least I guessed as much. So I kept my own get two ships on defense as well. So this is going to make the battle really spicy because the only way that I could win was probably to prevent the full clear, and I was hoping that my get two ships on defense would do that for me to prevent the full clear. All right, so my opponent has paused a bit, Dr. Jojo, after clearing my front wall. So I decided to go ahead and attack the front zone. So here you can see there's nothing much. He saved a lot for offense. There's nothing much at the top over here. No real team to give cause for concern. And down south, he's got a couple of good teams. There's a CLS squad, a DR squad. Um, and Newt is always tricky, especially with Django and B1 in there. So let's go ahead and first attack the CLS battle. The first thing I do is I check for tenacity on Chewie. It's modeled for offense, so I feel comfortable taking my Ray in there. This has typically been pretty comfortable for me on offense against Ray, against CLS squad. Um, the main thing over here is you need to land your days or ability block, preferably days first on Chewie, and that makes things way easier. And then with tenacity down, that BB-8 inflicts, you'll be able to land stuns as well, and all the debuffs which come with it. So we are off to a good start. CLS is attacking everyone with foresight, so he's not really done any damage. And now that he's off the tenacity mode, I can do the wave on him and get him ability blocked and dazed as well. So this is like the perfect outcome when both the CLS and Chewie, 3PO and Chewie are all ability blocked and dazed. And in the case of Chupio, he was stunned as well. Um, so, yep, keeping him under control still. This time the stun didn't land, but with this we are able to take out CLS and end with a full 54 banners. So we're off to a good start for the 3v3 season with full banners against a CLS squad. Now we want to go against the Darth Revan squad, and I took a gamble and said that since I have 4 GLs on offense, I can afford 1 GL on the front zone and save 3 GLs for the back. So that's what I did over here. I took SLKR against Darth Revan squad. This is a pretty easy one shot for 55 banners usually. I felt I didn't feel as comfortable about the Vader counter. That's something which I didn't want to double shot because Malik can always get tricky towards the end. But yeah, I wanted to one shot it, and that's why I decided to go for that. And then since I was doing okay so far and there was nothing that threatening in the top wall, I decided to take my troopers against the Night Sisters. And this was sort of overkill, especially with Dark Trooper in there, Relic Dark Trooper. But and with 335 speed on my Piet, he becomes essentially 355 speed. He's been modded to this team has actually been modded to take out Darth Revan. So that's something else that I could have tried against Darth Revan. The key over there is, and I think Fatal has got a good video on this. If you want to use troopers against Darth Revan, um, have the proper modding over there. You need to be at least 330, 335 speed on Piet so that he outspeeds most Darth Revans. You need Dark Trooper at 260 speed so that after Veer's lead he becomes 280, 285, and then when he once he gets a 20% turn meter, he'll also be able to go next and outspeed most other Darth Revans. And then you need Veers modded for crit chance, at least 80 to 85% crit chance, because the goal is when you do the mass assist, he will crit on Malak and get feared, and then that forces Dark Trooper to be called on assist um, every time that he goes. So that's the theory behind that. Maybe in another match where there's less stakes, I might try that out and see whether my modding was right or not. But I didn't want to risk it in this match. And then Newt. There's Newt, Django, and B1. And I typically like to take BAM against Separatist and First Order squads. BAM typically tends to do well against it. But you'll see over here, it's a different story with GL Newton there. So he got his extortion out and he's doing max health damage. And every time that debuffs are being applied, where all these guys apply debuffs, Newt does again more percentage health damage. So luckily I was able to take out Newt with my BAM and he wasn't able to revive, but Django went next and took out my Quill as if he was nothing. So that's the power of R7 Django. So things are not looking that great because I really needed Quill for his extra stat sharing bonuses and all that, and for the extra heal. And he also gives out Foresight, which is really helpful against Django because his big attack um, can't be evaded or can be evaded. So that usually helps to stave off some of the damage out there. But here you can see he is really really thick, and I've got like 8 stacks. And I've done like 60k damage, and it barely touched him. Maybe if I had more offense on my BAM, or maybe if I had more stacks on my BAM, then I might have been able to take him out because he was very close to being taken out. But unfortunately, over here you can see Django does his job and massacres my whole team before they got to go. So unfortunate loss. I didn't want to lose any battles in the front zone, but I lost unfortunately, and I'm trying to see what I can take to clean it up. So I think now there's no Poggle lead in there, so that lead bonus of offense won't be there. So I can probably take a B bounty hunter team to clean it up, and I take a Dengar lead, my recently relic Dengar. I take his lead because that reduces Django's. Um, that reduces Django's offense, but both Django and B1 are hitting for tons. They're hitting for tons and tons of offense, even without Newt lead and without the profit and all that. So that was a failure as well. So 2 drop battles, not ideal. I had a little bit of room with my opponent's drop battles in the front, but now I need to get through this. So I taken my Jedi Knight Revan. I was hoping to save this for the back because I know he'll have a Grievous squad, but I needed to get through this without wasting any more teams because that's another thing in 3v3. It's really expensive to have losses, not just for the banners, but because you really start running out of teams very fast. So for that reason, you need to one shot, and if you don't one shot, then you have to at least 2 shot and not waste too many teams. Because if you start throwing too many teams after a good team, then it leaves very little left for other zones. And I have no idea what's there at the back. So I'm sure he's going to have a surprise for me. So at this point, I'm trying to get through this zone without too much, without overkilling. This one I feel was a little bit of an overkill, but hey, at least I'm saving 3 JLs for the back. So um, a little bit left over here on B1, a few stacks left, and this should do it. Gets dodged, and there we go. Okay, so now let's reveal what's at the back and see what we have. Typically, my opponent, Dr. Jojo, has just kept one GL or sometimes no GLs. Typically likes to go offense heavy. But now I see he's got two GLs at the back, and he's got a JKL over there with the GK version. A relatively fast Shark T, 335. Um, my Gideon is faster, but GK in there does pose some problems. I would have ideally liked Watt in there. Um, and if GK wasn't there, I would have probably taken in Watt, but now I have to take in Thrawn because I need to get the fracture on JKL. So that's a tricky squad. And he's got two GLs. He's got Ray with Cat, which is always a tough squad, and he's got Vandor in there as well. Um, and then he's got the Basti, Watt, and JML squad, and that's the squad that you usually get 55 with SLKR, but he's very cleverly drawn out my SLKR with DR in the front. He's seen, I think, from my history that I usually use SLKR versus DR. So yeah, so anyway, I decide to go against the JKL first because I know what I'm going to take against it. And this is how you're supposed to play this battle if GK is in there. You reduce the turn meter, always targeting Kenobi because you don't want him taunting too fast. And then, since my Vader was faster than my Thrawn, I did a basic on Kenobi because I want Jedi Knight Luke to be open when I do the fracture. Alright, so now he's in fracture. Now I can do the Merciless because I can bypass taunt. I do uh, the assist on, and over here you see I did crit, but I came so close to taking out Luke, and at this point the battle is lost because Luke is now out, and there's no way for me to get through before Shakti heals him. So this is a lost cause. I mean, my Vader, there's no way that he's going to be able to cycle around to his ability next. I do try to give it back to him and see there's a little bit of there's a culling blade available, so I'm trying to see if I can't take out Luke over here, but he's got too much protection, and he keeps gaining tons of protection. So at this point it's a lost cause, and I'm not able to get anything done. So this was really unfortunate. Luke came very, very close to dying. He was in really, really low red health, but my Vader's offense just wasn't good enough. So I had to exit out from here. So that battle was a failure. That was expensive because now I need to take in a GL against that. I don't think I have anything else which can beat a 335 Shark T. So anyway, since I'm running short on squads, I need to use something light against the the um, the Grievous squad, and typically Night Sisters tends to work as long as both the droids don't die together at the same time. So you need to watch that. You need to stagger their deaths. That's the way that you beat this. So unfortunately over here, yeah, I made a mistake over here. What I should have done is I should have gone after Magna Guard and killed him first, because now you see both these guys are going to die at the same time, and Grievous is going to go and yeah, he didn't revive both. If at least he would have revived both, then maybe I would have stood a chance. But I should have probably taken zombie in there, so that's a mistake. I think instead of spirit, zombie is a safer option. Gives a few more revives and allows Grievous to have a few kills at no cost, and that still ramps up Daka's health even more. So a little bit of a mistake over there, misplay. I should have probably taken zombie in there going forward. I think if I'm taking the Night Sisters against Grievous, I'll probably take zombie in there. But yeah, so here I'm considering what to do against the Ray Cat. I want to do a Ray Mirror, and I consider taking in Holdo because she's relicked up, and I have a G12 Scarif Rebel Pathfinder. I decided to just take Scarif Rebel Pathfinder in there just because he has that revive against Cat, but I probably shouldn't have worried about that because it takes a while for Cat to get to the revive, get to that special. But I'm trying to do you just take it easy and try to do some damage on Cat. You can see over here Vandor has got prepared, um, and I start taunting over here. Eat one whirlwind to the face, and almost took out Cat. So here was another mistake over here. So my SRP got taken out by a second whirlwind from Ahsoka. I should have probably done more lifeblood on him to give him more tanky, and but yeah, Cat was so close to getting taken out again in red health. If that would have happened, it would have been a completely different battle because there are no revives from whirlwind because Vandor is prepared right now, and in case Cat dies, she's going to get revived, and I'll have to kill her all over again, and that's what you see over here happening. Cat died over there with the ultimate, but she was revived because Vandor was prepared. So I'm trying to. So here now I try to take down Vandor because I need to get rid of him. Otherwise, he'll keep reviving Cat. Um, and the lifeblood is on Cat, so she's going to take less damage. Now, Cat is both Ray and Cat are free to target my own Ray, and they're doing tons of damage to her. So I am trying to just survive over here. And unfortunately, I'm still far away from my ultimate. And there Ray goes and does the ultimate just a few seconds before I do mine. And I go ahead into my ultimate because Cat is going to go and give a big hit. So I had no option but to go into my ultimate. Otherwise, I wouldn't have survived. I come out of the ultimate, and that was just not enough to take out Cat. So I lost the mirror. This was a really unfortunate battle. I think I might have misplayed over there. I should have probably taken in somebody else instead of SRP, maybe Holdo or even Basti actually would have been a good option because there was no taunting tank in there. Basti would have ability blocked both Cat and Ray and giving me some breathing room. So those are some better options. Anyway, this is another tough team. There's a GBA with Droidica in there, and I don't have my Vader anymore, which would have been perfect for this team. So I take the Bad Batch in there. This is the reason I didn't use Bad Batch against Grievous. They would have given me 54 banners very easily, but I didn't have any other squad for this team. And true damage, I've got Wrecker in there who gives defense up to everyone, which means that they do true damage with every ability. So that's an AoE. And they attack everyone, which is great against Geos because all of these guys are going to get, every time all of them use an ability, all of these guys are going to get that true damage and they're going to get whittled down bit by bit. So that's the big advantage of taking Bad Batch against Geos, at least in 3v3. I think they'll be fine even in 5v5, but I'm yet to test that out. So clones, the Bad Batch clones have got a tremendous amount of protection recovery and health recovery, as you can see over here. So I'm targeting whoever has got exposed so that I reduce their turn meter and reduce their health. So here you can see they're doing tons of true damage and a little bit of health and protection left to recover. And almost at full health and full protection on Echo, and there we go. Now I think we will get back in. We got 53. I think a little bit of protection was missing on Echo. So a pretty straightforward battle. I think they're definitely going to be an offensive team for me. Because Padme takes them out pretty easily on defense. So I want to save them for offense, where I think they'll get more done for me. They'll be able to take out tough teams, and they'll give me good banners. So that's my goal with the Bad Batch. Anyway, now I think I take my I take the Basti Wampa against the Rebels. It's a B Rebel squad. There's really not much. I think it's Mon Mothma in there. Did I take Mon Mothma? Yeah, I did take this against Mon Mothma. So the Kara was really fast, and none of my guys got to go, even despite the speed bump, the turn meter bump that Basti lead gives. I wasn't able to go first, but that's fine. As long as my Wampa is in there, he'll do fine against the rebels. I did mod my Wampa a little differently this time for tons of damage and a little bit of potency because I really like his days quite a lot. Just testing something new. I keep changing up the wards on my Wampa, but here, she's used her revive, so now if I get rid of her, she's not going to come back because the revive is on a reasonably large cooldown. So I'm trying to get rid of Kara. She's got potency up, so I get rid of Cassian first, and then I need to dispel that potency up so that she doesn't keep coming back again and again. And that's the one advantage of having Basti in there. Dispel the potency up, and then I call Wampa to assist with Ezra, which is why I really like Ezra on the team because Hoda is too expensive to use with Wampa these days. You need him with the Jedi GLs or JKL, for example. So Ezra is a perfectly fine Jedi to use over there because he calls assists and he gains all the benefit from Basti lead as well. All right. Now, I take the bounty hunters against the clone squad. It's a B clone squad. It's got Cody and Sarge in there, but there is Arc Trooper who does true damage. So you need to be a little bit careful of that. So the good thing is there's no taunt on this team, so I can very easily get my contract with Bosk. And there you go. Before the team has even moved, I've got contract. So now I just need to take out, I heal up a little bit over here, get this guy stunned, and because he's stunned, I take out Sarge, because Sarge can do tons of damage, gain tons of turn meter, and I want to avoid all that. So he's Arc Trooper is still stunned, so I keep focusing down on him because he's the next big damage dealer. Stun him again. And my contract has come again. So since he's stunned, I take out Cody, and then it's just a matter of getting full health and full protection against this team. So not much of an issue. It's a easy 54. I mean, these three are a real good squad. With even with Grievous, if the Grievous had B1 and B2, I would have probably taken in the bounty and the squad against them. It's a pretty reliable squad on offense. All right, what else do I have? So I have my first order as well. There's no Rex or clones team that I need to save this for, so I can use this against the Boba team. It is a relic Boba, and it's got Bo-Katan in there as well. No Mando synergy, unfortunately, since Boba is not a Mando. But I think she's just there for the dispel and the daze, and Lando is there just to, I think, strip some banners out. So this team is relatively weak, especially if you've taken a control team like crew against it. So that's what I'm doing over here. I've taken my crew. Typically I'd taken Gideon, but obviously Gideon went with Vader this time. And now it's just a question of taking care of Boba for a clean 54. All right, so I've made a mess of the back wall. I've dropped a couple of battles over there. So I want to clear the front zone, the top zone in the front, get to ship, see what I need to do over there, and then tackle the back zones. I still have two of my GLs, but I have two GLs and one JKL to clean up, so I have to figure out what I want to do against that later. I'm running short on teams because I want to save some good teams for the south wall. So I've taken my Bo-Katan Mando team over here. My armorer is only G11, or I think G12. I think I got a G12, and Candrass is G12 as well. So they're not doing much damage, but it's more than enough for this particular team, just because they do so much of they apply so many dots, and this team really doesn't have a good way to cleanse dots. So I thought that this might be able to get the job done. Plus, I've got the Zeta on Bow Unique, which helps them recover protection. So that makes them a little tanky, along with Bow's lead, which gives them a little extra protection. Yeah, I love that Daze from Bo-Katan. It's underrated, especially against bigs. That Daze is pretty useful. So yeah, against B teams, I think even a G12 Candrass also does a pretty decent job. You don't need him relic. I mean, obviously he's great at relics, one of the highest damage dealing characters at relics. But I don't have the resources to get him up there. So I'll probably save this team for future B teams like these. And then I've got resistance over here. It's a B resistance squad. It's not a Finn lead. So I taken my Phasma in there because I want to save good teams. I'm running short on teams right now, and I'm hoping that Phasma with she's got the Zeta, and I'm hoping that with can prevent some crits from landing if these guys have got advantage, which is helping. So it's helping these guys survive. but they're not doing as much damage as I hoped. The only damage dealer out here is First Order Special Forces type pilot, and he's not doing enough damage. So there goes Phasma almost. So I decide to take out Poe, and yeah, Phasma is gone. So yep, I don't think I'll be able to clear this up. So I this one have to be a double shot. At this point, I'm just trying to use B teams and trying to preserve teams. So this one is a loss, but at least we got rid of the leader, and now we need to clean this up with something else. So what I decide to do is I go in with my rebels. Wedge lead gives tons of offense. So I take in my own B rebels over here, Rolo and Leia, and you can check out Rolo is such a beast in 3v3. Her AOE did tons of damage just because it hits I think 11 or 14 times or something like that, and maybe 10 times I think, but it's um, it's enough to do some serious damage, especially under wedge lead. So as expected, my opponent has kept both the get two ships on defense, one reinforcement, and that's the spy in the starting lineup. One reinforcement which has to be the vulture droid, and then there's the Snips version of Kenobi, which is also a little tricky. So we'll have to figure out what we want to do against that. But for now, I think I'm gonna, yep, I think I'm gonna go with a ship battle now. Let's see. Yep. So I'm going with for the ship battle. So what I'm doing is I take my Radisson against the negotiator, and I usually go in with the first order fleet just because I want to get the damage immunity fast, or the the unending loyalty special. So what I do is in this particular case I decide to go after Snips. Usually I go after Anakin, but in this particular case, I decided to go after Snips. I took her out. If she was in red health, actually, it would have been better because the Kenobi ship negotiator would have done the unending loyalty special, not the mass assist days special, which makes it a little problematic for me. So that went a little unexpected because usually when a big hit lands on Anakin, he usually goes into the red. He doesn't die. So I maybe should have targeted Anakin over there instead of Ahsoka. But at least there's one less ship to worry about right now, even if I'm not able to one-shot it. So I get in my Raise Millennium Falcon. I need as many Resistance fleet to do as many specials with Foresight as possible because I want to reach my ultimate fast. Um, so we survived that AoE from Anakin, and I'm trying to do my best um, to get to my ultimate fast. I do an AoE over here, but there's almost full health on Anakin, so there's no hope of Anakin dying. So that was unfortunate. And now with Plo in, he heals up Anakin as well, and lands a taunt with crit immunity on the Y-wing. So not much hope for me to reach Anakin yet. Everything gets dispelled. So now my pilots are out in the open, and there's ultimate from Kenobi. So there goes my Poe. Um, Not a great outcome. So now I've got 3 cooldown left to my ultimate. So I bring in another Resistance fleet because I need to do specials with my Resistance fleet in order to be able to get to the ultimate fast. I did the dispel over there. My Raise Million Falcon is taken out, which is again not good. And now I'm 1 away from my ultimate. I need to get in there as soon as possible. Annie is close to death, and again he almost got taken out. Red. This is the third time in this battle, in this match, that one of my enemy characters, key characters, is at red health and is not taken out. But luckily, I'm able to get to my ultimate, which means it's an easy cleanup. Um, because yeah, there's no capital ship negotiator to give all the fleet bonuses and all that. So even if Anakin is still there, they're only going to start with 3 ships. Even though 5 ships are on the battlefield right now, they will always start with 3 ships, and it should be an easy job for one of my B fleets to clean it up. So that's the reason I love Radisson offense so much. In my opinion, it's got the best ultimate in the game, at least for now. Starting next week, it's going to be the Executor who's going to have the best ultimate in the game, ship ultimate. But at least as of now, Radisson is definitely my favorite. All right, so we can clean that up later. Let's go with rebels against a separatist squad. And this one is, I've done it before, I've one-shot it, but it typically gives low banners. Um, so let's see, what am I taking in? I think I'm taking in the usual Rebel fleet. I always start with Biggs and Biston. And the key is to make sure that your tanks are cleansed at all times and they don't have buzz droids. So I'll have to. The lucky thing is there's no spy in the reinforcement. Spy is out in the open, so he won't land the taunt, the force taunt on Anakin, and I can work around that. So let's see how this battle goes. I do outspeed the enemy ships, but my capital ship will be slower than the enemy Malevolence. So if my capital ship was faster, then I think it would have been a much better outcome. Um, but now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take out at least one ships, and yeah, Sunpack got taken out in the first shot, so that is a great outcome. Now I need to now I need to do an AoE and try to get rid of Hyena Bomber. So if my capital ship was faster, I could have probably gotten rid of Spy with the mass assist, but unfortunately that's not the case, and we have to go through the Hyena Bomber right now. So I think I might need to add some relic levels to my home one just to get him faster than the R7 Grievuses that we're seeing right now, because I think that's critical. I'm finding I'm countering the malevolence more and more with my rebels, so I definitely need to get my home one faster than the malevolence. Malevolence speed is about 179, so you need to do what you can to get him faster. Okay, so now here I consider calling in Cassian or a taunt, or I've got my gauntlet over there as well to dispel the debuffs, but I decide to call in Cassian and try to at least land a hit, and I was able to call an assist and take care of the Hyena bomber. If you noticed, my Biston had blind, but still he was able to kill the Hyena bomber. That's because Biston's basic can't be evaded. I think in general, or maybe when he has stealth or something like that, but his basic can't be evaded, which is why, despite the fact that he had blind, he was able to kill the Hyena bomber, which was pretty lucky for me. So I still need to get through a couple of ships, but I need to do the yeah. I've got only one ship on the battlefield, so it's not looking very good for me. So I do the AoE, or I consider getting in the bomber. I need a tank in there, so I get in the Y-wing, and I'm trying to get rid of Spy, but these guys mass attack and get rid of me. So finally got rid of Spy, but the original Hyena bomber is still out there in the field, which is why I lose this battle, because these guys are able to take care of me before I'm able to take that one ship out. But this also again is an easy cleanup. So lost one battle each, but no capital ship and only one regular ship left. So both of these are relatively easy cleanups for me. So that's what I do now. I go in with my Tarkin fleet and clean up the negotiator fleet. There's nothing much to see over here. It's I do an AoE and that takes care of Anakin once the burning comes around, and then I clean up Plo Koon and the other guy. So pretty easy cleanup. Let's go to the other battle. Yeah, I think I got about 40 or 50 banners, or 47 banners or something like that. I don't remember. Let's see. There we go. 45. Yeah. Yep. 45 banners over there. And then I cleaned up the malevolence as well with my first order fleet for about 50 banners, I believe. I just took the 3 ships in. I probably only needed 2. There we go. So that was a cleanup for 50 battles as well. And then I decided to give it a little bit of a break before I attack the bottom zone. I wanted to see how Dr. Jojo does. And he did manage to go, and this was his completed battle. As mentioned, he did drop a couple of battles on gas and DR. And then at the top, he struggled a bit against the Treya. I think he took EP in there first, wasn't successful, and then he took something else again after that. And then his troopers, he's got low-level troopers in this account. They weren't able to take care of Mon Mothma as well, so he had to go in and take someone else over there. But one shot all the other teams over here. So I've been stretching him thin with this with spreading out these teams, and those two or three fails they really help. He was able to get through my ships, which was great. Getting through get two ships without your own, it's a good feat. So he had to double shot both of them just like me. So same outcome on ships. I think he got similar banners as well. So we evened out on ships. Where I got holes was in the bottom zone with GL Newt. So check that out. 7 holes with GL Newt, with GBA and B1. My Django also got some hole. Django Spy and Under Poggle, they got 3 holes. That was good. So I know that Dr. Jojo was reaching the ends of his roster, but it was good to see Newt have that much hold. He one shot everything else, but Newt managed to have a hold. He was saying that he almost took out Newt with his nest, Kira and nest, but that battle timed out, I think, due to extortion. Anyway, so now I need to just get 44 banners or 45 banners to win the match. I've got a couple of GLs, I've got my Han and Chewie, so I just decide to take out 3 of the best teams over here, and call it a day. I don't think I'll be able to take out Ray, because I need my 2 GLs for one for JML and one for JKL. Now, JML, the obvious choice over here was to take in Jedi Master Kenobi just because of the healing immunity that he applies. He melts through, Basti Watt like butter. So I'm just waiting for my ultimate to come around, but almost got rid of Basti over here. This one does it. So there's only Jedi Master Luke and Watt in there right now. So I had Cat in there, so I decided to take in Cat over there, just for that extra hit. Now I decided to take out Watt Tambo because he can get irritating with giving a few buffs, protection up, and all of that. All right, get some Shien out. And we're getting inching close to our ultimate. We still have 4 minutes left, so plenty of time. I save my Shien for now for when Jedi Master Luke has got damage immunity or healing immunity. That's when I want to use my Shien, my Force Sleep ability. That's what it's called. I always forget what it's called. So now I'm just waiting for the healing immunity to come around so that I can start doing the big damage. So there's the Force Sleep, which the goal is to get him below the bonus protection. And now the damage immunity is gone, but I did manage to get him down below bonus protection. Now it's just a question of getting through him again. So not much of an issue. Again, another healing immunity, and within 3 minutes we are able to take this particular team out. There we go, 350k hit on him. So 54 banners over there, and at this point we've won the match because we needed only 45 to win. So we just take out a couple of other teams and then we can call it a day. Against JKL, this is like this is overkill because Luke can apply, he goes first, applies ability block on everyone, and the battle is very much under control. So, and with Watt in there, there's just extra healing. And I got a damage dealer cam just to get some extra damage onto Luke. So I don't use the special ability over here. I use the big hit, which did tons of damage on him. Got him into damage immunity, but luckily I can call an assist and take care of him right over there. So Luke is gone, and now I just need to end with full banners. I can daze Shakti and take her out. Man, Cam is so amazing with Master Luke. Yeah, there you go. It's an easy 34. So yeah, And then only I've got Kira, Han, and Chewie as well, so I just decide to clean up the Grievous with that, and then call it a day. I don't think I have enough to clean Ray. Um, I considered trying Cat with Han and Chewie against the JKL squad. Then I would have had the two GLs to clean up the others, and then I would have probably worked down Grievous. But I was pretty tired by the time because this was a very exhaustive battle, a lot of thinking here and there. So I needed to end this battle, and a win is a win. Even though I didn't clear the zones, I'm really not going for top 10, top 20 contention. As long as I get 12 victories, 12 and 0, I'm more than happy with the season. So pretty good outcome. Won by about 78 banners. Um, and against a really good opponent. So congratulations on setting a really good defense and making me struggle and think, Dr. Jojo. All the best for your future matches. Really looking forward to facing you again if possible. Probably on the same alt if you still keep it going. So if you guys want to check out my opponent, Dr. Jojo's offense against me, I'll leave a link down below um, to the um, to the videos that he has recorded. Be sure to check them out because there's some decent battles in there as well. All right, that was a nice, interesting way to start the 3v3 season. My next match is not as interesting. My opponent, I think, usually sets cheese, so I'm going to skip recording the second match, but I'll be back for the final. We'll be facing probably an opponent with 930k lifetime banners, pretty close to the 960k that I have. So that's going to be a really interesting match as well. So I'll definitely record that one for the finals, but I probably won't upload a second match video. All right, take care and happy gaming. I'll catch you guys in a few days.